With just days until the special election for Fresno City Council District 5, concerns are rising over whether former council member Luis Chavez is misusing public money to promote his wife's campaign for that very seat.
He says he is not, and now some are calling for an investigation. CBS 47's Catherine Phillips joins us live in studio. And Catherine, you spoke with both Chavez and the people who say that this is unacceptable.
Yeah, Brian and Catherine, Chavez won his new seat for the Fresno County Board of Supervisors in November, but he still held the city council position for a few more months until he transitioned over to his new job. And it's during that period of transition where people say a newsletter featuring his wife crossed a line.
He's using public funds, the benefit to the spouse who happens to be the candidate to replace him.
Alongside longtime Fresno political leader Juan Arambula, Luisa Medina wrote this letter to City Attorney Andrew Jans, asking for an investigation into Luis Chavez for what they say is a misuse of taxpayer money. She says this newsletter Chavez's city council office distributed is illegally promoting his wife, Elizabeth Jonathan Rosas, and her campaign for the District 5 seat. She's pictured here at the opening of a new health clinic in District 5. Chavez says she only appeared in the letter in her official role as a Fresno Unified trustee for the area. He says she worked as a trustee to help open the clinic. The letter does not mention she's running for the city council seat.
The newsletter does not reference any type of, candidate to vote or oppose or support. It's just an informational newsletter that was being passed out.
Chavez says he's been using this newsletter for years and he's never had any issues. He says it's not for his campaign, but to give people information on city services.
I was a little bit surprised. I know both Juan Arambula and Luisa Medina. They have my cell phone number. They could have called me. But I really believe that this is more politically motivated. We're, 4 days away from an election.
But Medina says this is not about politics and adds she no longer even lives in Fresno. She says she's worried about election integrity. In her letter to the city attorney, she questions why Chavez's political consultant Alex Tavlian would sign a new contract covering the entire year, knowing Chavez would be vacating the city council seat.
That little piece just raises an alarm about whether or not potentially public funds are being misused. So it's worthwhile taking a look at it, and that's what we're asking.
Now, Chavez says his agreement with the political consultant is dependent upon work performed, meaning if there's no work, he doesn't get paid. City Attorney Andrew Jan says these complaints are outside of his job duties, and if there were to be any investigation, it would likely be through the DA's Public Integrity Unit. Live tonight in the studio, Catherine Phillips, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.